Today I'm going to show you the best tips, tricks and strategies for Arena Boxfight and how to get a bunch of points. I don't have the most just because there's this one trick that I'll show you in the video. Like and subscribe and I'm out. Alright guys, so for the first tip that I was talking about in the intro is do not leave. That's right, even if you die, even if you come last, do not leave. Well, if you come last, you might as well leave. But if you get top 4, top 2, do not leave the game because all your points. I've learnt this for hardware. I would have a lot more if I did use this. But if you leave the game and you've gained any points, you lose all of them. You've got to wait till everybody's died and the winner is claimed, and then you've got to click return to lobby on the options bit, not go to your menu and click leave. Otherwise you will lose all your points. It's a very big mistake that I've made, and I'm just making sure you don't make it. Alright, so this is a strategy that I don't necessarily use all the time, but if you want to get a bunch of points and you're not the best fighter or box fighter in general, this is the strategy for you. So the strategy is, what you want to do, most people, you build, you sort out your inventory if you need to, and then they just sit there with a wall open, either about to place a wall in front of them or trying to go for a shot on you. So what I think is the best strategy is you build your box, you place a box in front of you, and you just want to wait for them to peek, get a sneaky shot on them in any way you can. Use your right hand peeks, your door and peanut butter edits, use all that to get a good shot off, and all you need is to do like 50 damage and then you're chilling, as long as you don't take more damage from them. Because if you deal, like, say I dealt 80 damage to this kid, he dealt 20 or none to me, then you hide in a box and just run away from them until the storm comes, because you know you can't fight him. And then when the storm comes, or not storm, but the thing that makes matches shorter, it comes after like a minute or 50 seconds, whatever. It'll give you a 20-second warning. It will kill them first because you have the heals to survive it, and they've already used their heals on because you tagged them. So that's a great strategy for people who aren't the best W keyers. Alright, so this next one is called the Cone Classic. Named it myself. Like and sub if you like the name. Alright, so with the Cone Classic, what I like to do, if you watch my gameplay, you can definitely see this. I place a lot of cones. I take somebody's wall and either place a ramp or a cone, mainly a cone, in their box. Whenever I am starting up, I place cones, edit it to block them in, or sometimes say we're like, I'm in a box, they're in a box to the left and in front. So I go to the edit out to the left and I would place a cone and edit the 2 squares so it's protecting me, and then build around and blah blah blah. But placing cones is a good thing because that means your opponent can't place cones. It gives you extra peaks and stuff if you edit it, and so your opponent can't place ramps, or just to give your opponent a hard time getting around and fighting you. Yeah, I love the Cone Classic, use it a lot, and it's just really helpful. Alright, so the next one is for you W keyers out there. I'm sure you all know what the ramp phase is. If you don't, keep up with this stuff. You basically place a ramp above your head, hit the wall once, then jump, hitting your head on the ramp and swing your pickaxe at the same time. And if you do it right, you'll phase into their box. So this is a great trick to get into their box, and for all those good fighters and people with good aim and stuff, you want to ramp phase in, place a ramp and edit to one side to get an easy pump shot. If you do have the floor, I recommend after doing that getting out, or you can just turn around, get breakthrough, whatever, because you don't really want to be staying in somebody's box for too long. This is very important for those W keyers. You want to jump in and get that pump shot, I know. You do that, but then you get out, because the amount of RNG that happens when you're inside somebody's box is insane. Alright, so this next tip it applies to me in box fighting, building, any game I play. I used to mess up just because of this, and it is do not overbuild. Even though it's a box fight and you can't crank 90s and do high ground retakes, blah blah blah, you do not overbuild, because sometimes you just gotta stay there, look for peaks, peek around the corner, get that nice 200 pump, instead of building, flexing your edits and trying to get a clip and then you get 200 pumps yourself. I learnt this a long time ago when my dad was watching me play and I was build fighting my friend, and we were just like pew 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 building everywhere, not a single shot done, and he was like, you need to shoot. Building is a good mechanic, but shooting sometimes is the best option. He said shooting is the best defense. So yeah, do not build too much. Sometimes you just got to take it slow, look for some angles, and yeah. There's one more tip, but it's not really always effective. What I like to do when I spawn in before the game starts, I look at everybody's skin, everybody's combo. If it's a sweaty combo, I think they're decent to really good player. If it's like a default, I think either fake default or normal default. We just want to analyse their skins, think about some strategies, think about what kind of player they are, just based off their skin. You're not always going to be right, but sometimes you will be. And just in case, so like if I see an aura, I'm like, might be a sweat, and then I face them and I'm like, right, so I've got to play it slow and careful because I think this one's a sweat. So you just want to analyse your opponents before you go into battle. And also, one more tip, if you spawn in a lobby with an odd number of players, you just got to hope that it is you without somebody to fight. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe. I'm going to play some of my gameplay. Just want to go through, analyse it, maybe slow it down, pause it and look through my gameplay. I'm not the best player, I understand that, but I'm pretty good and I think it would be some good if you analyse my gameplay.